I have returned. Okay, so, brand new stuff going on right now. Okay, so, one thing we're going to talk about is LARP. LARPing is basically going out and doing medieval, kind of like Game of Thrones, and people reenacting that, like the movie. I'm not sure, I haven't looked that much into LARP, but I do know that I do like that same thing. I like being able to fight. Not the mythical side of it. I've never been truly able to get into the mythical side. I'm more into just the fighting of it, gearing up for war, not using a gun or at all, because too overpowered. That's why we're going to be talking about LARPing today. But anyway, so what today's real topic is sickles and LARPing. Sickles are a agricultural tool. This is a LARP sickle, but I'm going to be using it. So the sickle looks exactly like this. It's basically a blade, a curved blade. The inner blade is the sharp end. The other is just still, usually. If you are farming, you would hold it like this, and then you would bend over and cut the wheat like this. This is my favorite weapon in LARPing. In LARP, this is my favorite weapon. But it is my favorite because it's served me well. Knock on wood. It is pretty sturdy, and I love it. Alright, so if I ever had to go into a LARP game, I do have 2 sickles in my collection, and also my shield. This is a pan, which I found. I painted over it with a picture of a squid, because I'm scared of squids. So I think that this would look kind of intimidating. Plus, it's a ancient Greek one as well. It's based off one. Small shield. You might call it a buckle, I believe it's called. It's small and it goes with a long sword. It's a tiny shield. Yeah, I usually like this because it's light, and sickle is very good for you block your hit, then you go like this. You always stretch out your arm when slicing. It creates this ring of forces, which creates a zone, a strike zone, where you're going to get hit if you go into my zone. And I basically can ward you off if you got like a fake spear, I could just dodge and then slice at your belly, or I could slice you from the top because of its curvature. I could basically stab you with the point going up, or I could jump on you, dodge your hit, then get around your neck and slice that jugular vein if I were fighting you with a real sickle. Definitely don't do that in a LARP game because that could actually hurt. But I'm just saying those are some moves with the sickle and shield. Plus, you can jump around. I mentioned that. So you're very lightweight, quick, just easy. Yeah, this is a very nice shield. I took a fake shield I got at Hobby Lobby, and a pizza pan I bought at Hobby Lobby as well. And it works like a champ for dodging hits, and it gives that nice sound when someone hits down, and it sounds like a real shield. And plus, these little knots, I think that might actually help it reflect blows. I'm not completely sure. Yeah. I kind of took my hatchet to it and sliced that. Yeah. Now, my wrist protection did break. I like to carry this alongside my sickle. I have my sickle in this hand along with this. And if I'm finding someone else with a sickle, they'll always be slicing down on your arm. So this works better because it's going to cup around, and then you can take your sickle and hit them from the underside. Or you can turn it around like this and hook them, because it's basically a claw knife hybrid. Yes, very good tool for gardening and also LARPing, and I love it as a blade, and it looks amazing. Now, if you want to go more mainstream, and if I'm finding a big foe, this is another sickle. I carved this out myself and sanded it a few minutes ago. Very, very sturdy. I feel more able to be rough with it than I do with something as fragile as this. If this broke, it's beyond repair. If this breaks, I can try to repair it. But yep. Plus, it's very flexible because it is plywood. Yeah, and plus I could always just carve another one. Unlike this, I have to wait to buy a new one around Halloween time. So. You can tell that I trained with this thing multiple times. Shoot. It's a stink bug. That's horrifying right there. Oh, frick. Okay. Alright, now to protect myself, I'm going to be using my shield, my hoplite shield. So yeah. Oh, frick. Okay, we are good. Okay, so yep, back to sickles. I love this weapon. Never used a sickle with this shield. It's better to have a spear on top and keep poking it at them and walking forwards. Creates a good distance so they can't strike your shield and damage it or go over to you and slice your throat. So yeah, very effective shield. Yeah, I love that shield. Alright, so of course in LARP you've got your good choice of long range weapon other than throwing your spear. Which I do have spear, big one. But that's not what I'm going to be talking about. You have your bow. I built most of these weapons, got most of them from the dollar store. So if you want to start LARPing, you can just use some weapons from there around Halloween time. I made a fake bow and arrow, bends, shoots, but the arrow just is too light, or it's too heavy, so it has short ranged, yeah. But if you want longer range than what my bow could offer, your best choice is probably the spear. I love the spear. So, see this slit here? This is a sled, but it works just like a sprint shield. See, you keep thrusting at them and it creates basically some space between you, because most swords in LARP aren't that long. So, especially because you might have your helmet on and protects you. You have your like this, and then yeah, so very effective. Or in LARPing, I would never do this to a person. If you do decide to try it, the whip is a good weapon for inspiring fear. This is basically a bunch of tassels, fire-hardened tips for slashing, the knots for even more damage that are also fire-hardened so they won't unknot. Humongous ball at the end, so you know that's where your hand goes. You wrap it around so you wrap around your hand like this, then you take your two fingers, middle finger and index, and then you wrap it and then put your thumb right there, and you got yourself a nice whip. Get down! Get down! I literally legitimately scared of a stink bug. Shoot. Shoot. Okay, it's the end of the video. Thank you for talking to me about LARP. And I'm getting the frick out of here! Okay. See you guys in the next episode.